Alright, so time for my thoughts on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1 overall. Now, I'm going to say this. I forget what I thought in my thoughts going to be, but I was pretty optimistic about the show, and I thought it was pretty cool at first, but after watching it a while, and I know I've praised it quite a bit on in my vlogs, but looking back, it's nothing really that great. And in fact, anytime I'm praising the show, it's more by the standards the show is set for itself rather than the standards for television. Because, in all honesty, I mean, this show's kind of disappointing in that it's meh. I mean, I don't hate it or anything. I mean, I find this much more engaging than other things. Like I was watching The Hangover Part 3 today, which, if you go to the movies I missed, I forget, like, not movies I missed. My updated best and worst list, I have a link to my Hangover Part 3 review, but point is, that was awful. This was just, But yeah, I mean, I think the biggest problem with this show is it doesn't really... It took a real while to warm up to the cast, and even then, like, there's nothing really that spectacular here. I mean, honestly, the best characters are the ones played by, like, that are either from the films, or when you bring in a guest star like Patton Oswalt. Those really add a lot to the show, because those characters are much more interesting. The quality of that acting is, like, way better than anything on the show, and those actors clearly are having fun doing the cameo. And some of the cameos just really help to make this show feel like part of the Marvel universe. Because half the time, especially considering the production value of the show, I forget this exists in the same universe as Iron Man or Captain America. I mean, those films are just a step above, not just in production value, but quality. Again, with some exceptions, but for the most part, they're a step above in quality of writing, effects, and things. This seems just really, really grounded. Like, again, if it wasn't for the cameos and the references to Marvel, would you have any idea that this was a show set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Again, first season, it could get better, but as of now, no. Also, this show had terrible pacing. Like, it took forever to get to something really good. Like, it wasn't until we got to the Winter Soldier tie-in that the show felt like shit was finally happening. And I wish we had gotten there sooner. I wish, like, I didn't have to... Like, I feel like you could have condensed this season. And I also felt like... Now, thankfully, this show didn't do one thing that worked. It didn't rely on, like, questions to get you through. I mean, it relied on that a lot during the first half, but once we got to the Winter Soldier tie-in, it just stopped doing that, which I thought was nice. I mean, there are some shows out there where that is all they will use. Like, Alcatraz used that. They even ended the season on that. The show ended on that, but, again, they answered most of their questions. It wasn't like the answer to the question created more questions and then the season ends. No, they answered most of the questions. There are some questions open, but it's more like them leaving it open to more as opposed to a giant cliffhanger to a season that they don't even know if they have. But they have it now, so now they can continue. But yeah, I'm thankful they stopped that for a while. That's a really annoying tactic. So yeah, this show is decent, but it's nothing spectacular. And, because here's the thing. I mean, I've seen shows before where a season's not been great. But, like, even shows I like, where there's a season I don't care for, there's always, like, that one episode that stands out. Like, Clone Wars. There was... For as much as I like to be upset about the Clone Wars being canceled, again, there were a lot of duds in the seasons. Like, even Season 6 of the Clone Wars, most of the episodes I wasn't really gushing over. But why I love it is because there's always that one really good episode, that standout, that highlight that says, this made it worth watching the show. I mean, with Clone Wars, you had the Yoda arc. Avatar The Last Airbender Season 1, you had the Storm and Blue Spirit. Korra, you had Beginnings. Like, there's always that episode that makes it worth it. And while there are some episodes I really liked in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., again, they're just good by the show's standards. I mean, these aren't, like, amazing, mind-blowing episodes that would totally sway people on board. Like, if I look back and ask, was there a truly amazing episode? Where's this show's Simon and Marcy? Where's this show's The Storm? Where's this show's Yoda arc? It's not there. I mean, I know I said it, but looking back, yeah. But again, it's only the first season. Maybe the writing will get better as the show will get on. Maybe they'll listen to all the feedback being considered and take into account writing the second and third season. And I am curious to see where they go. I mean, again, the show could get better. I mean, Clone Wars started out like crap, and it became like this amazing show. Maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will be that starting next season, especially now that the show's kind of started to hit its stride at the end of the season. So, would I recommend this show? Not really. I mean, I'd only recommend it to die-hard Marvel fans. I mean, other than that, no. I mean, if you're worried that you're going to miss something in the Marvel Universe, don't worry. I doubt anything big will come into play. And I mean, if it does, I'm sure the films will be pretty good at recapping that. I mean, most it might just reference or cameo. I doubt anything from the show will be anything major. It's just so far removed and not that popular or less in quality. I doubt it. And it does have much to offer. And honestly, I think your time would be much better spent watching another show. I mean, there's so much great television on here. There's Game of Thrones is going on right now. I'm not watching that. I'm currently trying to play catch up by reading the books. I'm halfway through book 1 in case anyone's wondering. But yeah, there's that which is going. There's you have a new season of Orange is the New Black coming. You have Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, which I'm in the middle of watching, and it's really good. It's on Netflix, and it's really good. My point is that there's so many shows that are just really good and a much better time. And even so, there are shows out there that are having a much better foundation for their first season than this. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender had a pretty good foundation. Breaking Bad so far is doing a pretty good job with its foundation. Walking Dead was really good, even if nothing lived up to the pilot. But yeah, so again, I don't hate this season. I'm cool with it, alright with it. It's just at the same time, I kind of feel like I've been wasting my time watching this show. Again, I haven't hated it. It's not a complete waste of time like Hangover 3. That was a complete waste of my afternoon. But again, read my review if you're curious. Again, just go to the best and worst update review. But at the same time, it's like, there's all these great shows I could be watching, and yet I'm wasting my time watching this. But, again, only first season, show could get better. It got picked up for a second season, so I'll be curious to see where this goes, but I'm much more interested in Marvel movies than TV shows. Again, although, there's a Netflix series coming, maybe that'll have higher production value, or maybe not. But, again, I digress. So, again, if you've been watching along with me, please comment below what you think. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't been watching the show, I really hope my vlogs have been helpful for you in terms of this. Especially this video has been helpful in terms of helping you figure out whether or not you really want to watch the show or not. But yeah, my recommendation, check it out if you want, but in all honesty, there's much better television. So yeah, so that's it. I know I promised an update video. Again, don't hold me to this, but I'm going to try and record it later tonight. But until then, this is JStars360, signing out.